It comes from a meteor crash at the Coast Narrow Lighthouse. The Shimmer, as it was called. Over time, the Shimmer began to expand. So, what did the government decide to do about the Shimmer? Well, they sent teams in, but unfortunately, nobody ever made it out, except for one. And who was that one? Well, that was Kane, played by Oscar Isaac, who was part of the team, the last team that went inside the Shimmer. Behind, he left his wife, Lena. So one day he appears right in front of his house with no recollection of where he's been. So Lena, who finally gets to see her husband after 12 months gone, is happy and filled with so many questions exactly to where he's been. During this interaction, you can tell that Kane is kind of disconnected. All he remembers is finding his way home. He has no recollection of where he's been. He has no recollection of what's going on. And the fact is, he just remembers being there, appearing right at home, and remembering Lena's face. So after a conversation exactly into where he's been, which unfortunately Lena presses him on with no answers because he has no recollection, he does not feel well and he goes into some kind of cardiac arrest. So on their way to the hospital, the ambulance is pulled over by a group of government agents who take him and Lena away. This is where we meet Dr. Ventress, and she lets Lena know that yes, Kane went into the Shimmer and somehow he found his way out. Lena agrees to go and be part of the next team that goes into the Shimmer, and this is what sets the film in motion. Now, before we dive deeper into this film, let's look at this cast that this film boasted. First and foremost, you had Natalie Portman as Lena, Jennifer Jason Leigh as Dr. Ventress, Gina Rodriguez as Anya, Tessa Thompson as Josie, Tuva Novotny as Shepard, and as I mentioned before, Oscar Isaac as Kane. So let's talk about the other character in this film, the Shimmer. Now, the intrigue with the Shimmer is what it does to not only beings but the environment of those who reside within the Shimmer. The mutation of the environment lends the film a beautiful scenery that truly stands out. From the mutated deer to the mutated alligator. These things have been adapted to the Shimmer and continuously changed due to the exposure of it. Now, one of the great scenes in this film has to do with a bear.
You said she was dead?
Yes, I'm coming!
But also, those who enter the Shimmer appear to be broken in many ways, including those in Lena's team. This adds another element to the film because you grow to like each of the members of the team, and after you find out certain things about them, well, you truly understand why exactly they volunteered for this mission. Because remember, this mission was seen as a one-way ticket and no return to the world. This also adds yet another element to the film because you find out exactly what the Shimmer does to each of the individual members, but also what it exactly does to those who are broken. So eventually, the goal of this mission is to reach the lighthouse. The lighthouse is the source of the Shimmer, and they need to exactly find out what is in here and what exactly does it want. Now, The ending of this film is somewhat divisive once we get to the lighthouse. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say what exactly happens at the end because you should watch the film. Definitely you should watch this film. But whichever take you have for the ending, it does not change how good this film actually is. Now, while the movie actually bombed in the theaters, it was a $40 million budget. It only made $45 million in the box office. Technically, a $5 million, is not a win. It is technically a bomb. But this film has grown a massive fan base. This film is viewed as one of the best science fiction films that we have seen in a long time. The film had a great storyline, and you cannot take away from what a great job the cast members did with each of their roles. Add the element of the environment, which for me was very creative and original, and I actually enjoyed the film even more once they got deeper into the Shimmer. Now, you take those three elements: great storyline, great cast, and great environment. This makes Annihilation 2018 a great science fiction film. It is highly underrated and should be watched because this film is very intriguing, and the human element of this film, exactly what is about these characters are broken, brings such a dynamic intrigue to the film. It improves the film. A lot of science fiction films do not have character build and storylines. This one did. It was a great cast. It was well done film. So, if you want to watch Annihilation 2018, it's currently streaming on Paramount Plus and Pluto. Now, Annihilation was directed by Derek Garland, who did a great job in this film. Now, I enjoyed this film. I like this film. Like I said before, I don't do reviews as far as rating a film because I feel like the films I present to you are those who I find very intrigued and I like in the sci-fi genre. And well, come on, Natalie Portman, who does not like Natalie Portman? Tessa Thompson, I mean, come on. Oscar Isaac, great cast. Watch this film. Let me know what you think about Annihilation 2018. Leave a comment below. And if there's a science fiction film that you want me to do, whether it has horror elements or it doesn't, because I'm open to look at films that don't have horror elements, even though we are a horror channel. But definitely leave a comment below. I want to know what you like, especially in the science fiction genre. So this is GR Horror Feeding TV Beyond Our World. Have a great one. Peace. Watch it.